In this video, I'm going to give you 2 powerful AI prompts and 2 extremely powerful pricing scripts. Tools that you can use before and during each of your listing appointments. And ultimately, team, it's going to allow you to price with authority and not emotion. Because at the end of the day, if your listing expires, it inevitably always comes back to one thing. That one thing is price. And most agents don't lose the pricing conversation because they lack data. They lose because they lack the language to defend the data. Now keep in mind, this is not win or lose you against the seller, but at the end of the day, and I'm the same way, when I'm listing my properties for sale, I want maximum dollar. We can't blame the sellers for that. But what we do need to do is we need to justify the data. Because if we're overpricing homes and they're simply languishing on the market and they're not selling, are we really doing our sellers a service? What I mean by this is overpricing doesn't happen because sellers are, unreasonable. It happens because agents are uncomfortable having the uncomfortable conversations. So let's remove the emotion on this one. Here's prompt number 1. I want you to go ahead and paste this into GPT. Act as a real estate market analyst using current MLS trends, absorption rate, competing inventory, price reductions, and average days on market. Create a clear expectation of where this property should be positioned to maximize activity in the first 14 days. Notice what we're asking for here, team? Not just a number. We're asking for positioning because the first 14 days of any listing, that is our leverage window. This is when your listing is new. This is when most buyers are watching. This is where you appear on most buyers' watch list. This is where the urgency exists. Now, shifting gears right into prompt number 2. This is where you defend your pricing strategy. Because let's face it, that pressure is going to come in. Once you establish that price based on the data, based on the comparables, there's going to be pressure to bump that up a little bit. I want you to go ahead and paste this into GPT as well. Create a calm, data-driven explanation of the financial risk of overpricing a property in the current market. Include how extended days on market impact the final sales price and ultimately buyer perception. This prompt, it gives you language around risk, not opinion. And when you frame overpricing as a financial risk instead of optimism, the conversation begins to shift. Now, let me go ahead and give you the 2 scripts for the actual listing appointment. Script number 1 allows us to set the framing for the first 14 days of the listing. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, let's talk about strategy, not just price. The first 14 days on market are when we have maximum leverage. That's when buyers are watching and agents are paying attention. If we position correctly in that window, we create momentum. If we miss it, we spend the rest of our time during listing chasing our buyers. Now pause, don't interrupt them, and just listen. What this does, this line reframes pricing as leverage, not simply as data or a number. It elevates your professionalism from order taker to a true real estate strategist. Shifting gears to script number 2. Here's how we handle the overpricing resistance that inevitably is going to occur. Now, when a seller pushes for a higher price, if the comps do not support it, here's what I want you to say. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I understand wanting to test the market. The challenge is that buyers don't know that we're testing. They interpret overpricing as overvaluing. And when a home sits, the market starts negotiating against us before we even receive an offer. Pricing correctly doesn't limit you. It protects you. That line there, that changes the emotional temperature of the room. Now here's the bigger picture. Most agents fear losing the listing, so they agree to take the listing at a number that they don't believe in. But true leadership requires clarity up front. And clarity, that requires preparation. I want you to run these prompts before your next listing presentation. Walk in with language, data, and confidence. Stop overpricing, start positioning.